watching Saying What You Want podcast. Yo, man. You already know who it is, man. We are back again, man. It's Baby Gas.
And Monique Meraz.
And if you're watching us on video, you already know who this guy is. But if you're listening to us on audio, man, we are here with the motherfucking one and only Chingo Bling, man.
Chingo Bling, the Tamale King, the Ghetto Vaquero, El Rey, the Foreplay, the Versace Mariachi, all that.
Man. Hey,
we out here.
how you doing, brother? It's a fucking pleasure having you on here.
Finally, I'm on the show, bro. So,
man,
I know we're excited to have you.
Thank you. I'm excited to be on here. Y'all know I had to tap in and check in when I touched down in the Bay. So, about to do the show, San Jose Improv.
Yeah, that's where we at. First and foremost, man, shout out to the San Jose Improv for allowing us to use their green room to interview my guy before a show. Let's just start with that, bro, because I think for the last, 3 years, we've seen you here, like clockwork, bro. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about it a little bit off camera. I don't think that people realize how hard it is not only to pack a house, but to constantly be packing it over the years. So how does that feel, man?
Well, you know what, man? San Jose Improv holds a special place in my heart because when I first started transitioning from strictly music over to stand-up, San Jose Improv was the first improv, first legit club that had me as a headliner. And the rest is history because I believe they gave me like an off night, like a Wednesday or something. I can't remember what it was. And it's sold out. And they're like, okay, we're adding a show or whatever. And after that, they're like, yo, we need it. Can you do the Ontario Improv? I was like, okay, I'll go down there. Sold out. After that, they hit me up from the corporate offices, Levity Live, the people that own a lot of the improvs. They're like, you need to come to the office because we need to see who the hell you are and where the hell, who you with. They asked me all these questions that I didn't even know the answers to because I was so new to the game. So they're like, what's your home club? And I'm like, what is that? They're like, the club where you came up at.
Like, what set
and I'm
you
like,
in?
I'm still coming up. Yeah. Who you down with? Who you with? They were like, do you have an agent? Do you have a manager? Yada, yada. And I was like, no, I'm just, and they're like, you one of them YouTuber cats? Like, who the hell are you?
Right.
I'm the Tamale King, baby.
Yeah. And just to go back a little bit, you said a Wednesday. For the people that don't really know about the showbiz, is Wednesday a tough day? Is it kind of not the important day? You know how, for clubs, they might throw you on a Thursday instead of a Friday.
Yeah. So ideally, you want a whole weekend. You want to get your clout up to where, for example, Thursday we got a show, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Sometimes 2 shows Sunday. That way you leave with a bag and you done did about 6 or 7 shows or something.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to take what you could get. Sometimes we got a Thursday, bro, or you know what, man, this year,
absolutely,
we give you a Sunday,
and that just goes for everybody that's watching, that's listening. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I feel like lately, I've been bumping into people from different industries, and it seems like everybody's just coming into the game feeling entitled. They don't want to take the Wednesdays.
Everybody wants to be a black belt overnight.
Don't want to be a white exactly. Belt. And I feel like I'm glad that you even expressed that because I feel like it's a prime example that, sometimes you got to take what they give you, prove.
Show and prove.
Prove, you know what I mean? Either prove them wrong or prove them right. And, everything else will come, man. Because like I said, last 3 years, I've popped up on you the last 3 years that you've been here in the San Jose Improv, man. And
he left me at home for one of them, by the way.
Oof.
Just putting it out there.
What you want me to do? My guy's in town.
FYI.
He invited me. Yeah. Let me tell you, he ain't say nothing about bringing your wife.
+1, they won couples night.
It should have been automatic. I wanted to go.
Well,
we here tonight.
We here tonight, and you only here for the podcast section. After this,
oh, that's fucked up.
After this, you out of here. Nah,
you're making a good point, man. Not to cut you off. Like you were saying, sometimes you got to show and prove and work your jelly and get in where you fit in. Because at the end of the day, it's a business. It's show business. So there's economics involved.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's economics involved. It's how many seats. You know what I mean? It's percentages. It's all that, the business side. And, sometimes that's a very important, on some big homie shit. You know what I mean? On some big homie shit. That's
Spit that game, big homie.
you know what I'm talking about? Hey man, come on. That's the part that a lot of my, the young comics coming up or young artists, I try not to try to big bro people like, hey, let me holler at you. But but anybody that any of my young homies that need any type of I want to be that person that, man, if you're in a situation, for example, if they throw you on a podcast and some shit go out of left field type of thing, and it's like, well, bro, why y'all live stream it? You had your people should have told them, hey, don't be live streaming, or y'all can't be drinking and smoking for 3 hours while you on there. You know?
You're going to end up sloppy. I be seeing, and shout out to Drink Champs, man, but I be seeing a lot of people go on Drink Champs. It'd be like hour and a half, 2 hours. They're fucking.
They crying.
They sloppy.
Yeah,
talking about her.
That liquor will get you.
Yeah. And that's cool. And I think that, as being one of the people that came before, a lot of these new cats, I think, man, it's dope as fuck to be able to receive free game like this. And as a youngster, as one of these young up-and-coming people, if they want to take their advice, man, they're going to take it. If they don't, at least they can't say that you were one of them haters that came before them that didn't want them to shine. So, for that alone, it's the utmost respect, man. And I think that I just want to know, man, everybody sees where the grass is greener, or they'll see Chingo Bling doing multiple shows, packing out a house. What was the time that you remember your show flopped?
Bombing. Ooh, it's a lot. Music or comedy?
Comedy.
Probably in the beginning where you trying to learn, and comedy's one of those things, bro, where there's different positions. Like you got open micers, you green, you a white belt, you ain't got no stripes on your belt, so you out there trying to figure out your stage presence, your confidence. You learning the hard way, right? Hey, man, you got to adjust. Your script is too wordy, or your energy levels, confidence, your attitude. We need to feel what you're saying or whatever. So it would have to be some of those open mics or some of those shows in the beginning where I was still a white belt, like a beginner,
right?
But I had a name already. So people knew me, but you still kind of suck on the comedy side. So it's damn, bro, I've been bumping you for these years, or man, you've done movies or whatever, and you up here at this club, and it's man, I basically had to put my ego aside and just know, I knew I wanted to commit to stand up so much that I just accepted, hey, bro, I just had to tell myself, you just gonna have to get through this rough patch as you're learning, and don't worry about people's expectations, and just stay on the path, and you're gonna get,
yeah.
Did you
were gonna say something?
Did you ever get booed in the beginning?
Comedy, nah.
Because I know the audience could be harsh. We've been to a few open mics, and the audience could be really mean.
You could get hecklers. You'll get a drunk fan or somebody who's really excited, somebody who's never been to a show, and they think they're helping the show by yelling out stuff and then what? They trying to add on.
Yeah.
Not knowing, motherfucker, I got a clock on the motherfucking ceiling that you ain't seeing on your point of view.
Well, I got a whole script, or I'm about to tell you. You know what I mean?
If you would let me finish.
And I respect that. So there was obviously a point in time where you probably threw your own show or headlined your own show. Was there a time where you didn't pack it out? Or you just been fucking home?
No. It's hard, bro, because sometimes you're shadow banned. Sometimes the algorithm changes, or these days social media, that's a whole other muscle. I got a social media manager, somebody who posts, handles it, edits.
I feel that. Because
if not, I'm on there arguing with people. I'm in the comments. You know what I mean? I'm on there oh yeah, well, I ain't hard to find. I'm a tour schedule public. You know what I mean? Saying too much.
Well, what the white folks be saying? What's it to you, pal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, nah, but you know what? At the end of the day, I think that at least for me as an artist, that was one of the things. And, this is saying what you want, right? So this is why I even asked that question, because a lot of these people will put up the front for the people, making it seem like every show they've ever done has been packed out, sold out.
No.
And it discourages some of these young up and coming people because they feel like I did my first show and it was a quarter house. And I think that you just got to appreciate if it's 20 people in the building, bro, you perform to them 20 people like you packed the fucking house sold out. Yeah. Straight up. That was my biggest lesson as an artist coming up, and still, I'll be completely honest, sometimes it ain't shows that I've thrown myself, but there's been times where I pull up and perform and the show wasn't what we expected. And the younger me used to be like, oh, man, I don't want to perform to no 10 people. But you got to take into consideration, it's all perspective. 10 people got up off their ass to come watch it.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? So I think that's one of the things that a lot of these young cats don't really see, man. And the grass ain't always greener on that side, man. Don't let social media fool you.
Yes.
Right.
I'm blessed enough to come from a time where we was still on the corner fucking slanging CDs and passing out flyers and shit. Mm-hmm. Before you was, because right now I feel like...
Just go live on TikTok.
Right. I mean, not only that, but I feel like right now we're in the era where the most antisocial people, introverts, are fucking popping. When we were coming up, you had to have the character. You had to know how to talk. You had to have like everything from fucking A to Z. And it's just a different time now, man. But let's talk about a little bit about the music shit, because first and foremost, I want to give you your flowers, man. And
I can still smell them, you heard?
Yeah, exactly. But before we get into that, I know me and Monique was talking about some of your records. What was one of your what was one of your jams?
It was the "I'm in Love with Your Sister."
Okay, see, I knew it was gonna be something that wasn't me.
Did you really fall in love with her sister?
No, that's not me. That's something I got blamed for that song.
Really?
That's not me.
So
I'll explain.
Cause you married.
Yeah.
So your wife isn't the sister.
That ain't even my song.
Oh,
that ain't even my song.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So it's a misconception. So like a bunch of songs that I actually did, they're out there. So that's one of the ones that people think I did. You know what I mean? But shout out to all the fans who think that was me. I'm just not trying to take credit for something I didn't do.
Hold on.
Explain this.
So you telling me this was AI before AI?
Yeah. So look. All right. So I'm gonna try to clarify it as good as possible, because I went live on TikTok yesterday, and somebody in the comments was like, "Hey man, why you throwing ODM under the bus from Lighter Shade of Brown, trying to say he was the one did them songs, yada yada." I was like, he's the one that did them songs. And he's like, "Why you don't want to take credit if something you just want the fame off of it?" And I was like, I'm telling you, that wasn't me. So it took about 5-10 minutes for me to tell the guy like that was not me, bro. Like, I'm telling you, you know what I mean?
Right.
So this is how it all went down. So when I hit the scene, it might have been like 02 or something, 03. I was dropping silly raps, freestyles, mixtapes. I had everything from prank calls, however you say it, parodies. I was hitting people from all angles, and like ostrich boots, ostrich boots with a pimped out Nikes. Like
that was you.
Yeah.
That one was you. Okay.
Yeah. He's scared to be like, man, which one was?
Yeah. Like, I hope not all of them.
So it was no. So it was the "I'm in Love with Your Sister" is ODM from Lighter Shade of Brown, and I'm not trying to throw shade. Like, I know he's a veteran, legend, opened up a lot of doors. He was the generation before me.
Right.
So I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him. But the fact of the matter is, he worked at a radio station in Riverside. So around the time I was doing my thing in the underground, I'm not saying he ran with my style or nothing like that, but he was doing his job as a radio DJ, making good radio content, such as parodies. So he did "I'm in Love with Your Sister." He did let me see. Damn, what's the other one? "I'm in Love with Your Sister." It don't sound like me. It sound like him.
That motherfucker sounded like you.
Because it's like, "I'm in love with your sister." It's not. That ain't even my style.
Okay, we're gonna have. We're there. We're gonna.
That ain't even my style.
Yeah, I'm have to.
But you know what? Like, real quick though, before we move forward, like, why would people think? Why would people think that you're throwing shade if the shit was a slapper?
Well, because he won't claim it. He don't really. he didn't really, for whatever reason, I don't know. I haven't really.
Okay, because I was like, it's not like the song sucked. We obviously talk about how
people like it. People like it, sure. But what happens is, I think what happened was somebody uploaded those songs and put my name on it to like FrostWire, LimeWire, Kazaa, Napster, or something.
It was definitely during the FrostWire days.
So it just kind of circulated. The way I look at it is, I got blamed for them songs. You know what I mean? Like, so for example, you might see rappers today be on a podcast and say, nah, man, Chingo a joke, bro. He did songs like I'm in love with your sister, Paletero Man, and stuff like that. So we don't really take him serious or whatever. I don't want to be taken serious.
Paletero Man wasn't you either?
Me. That's ODM.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, you just fucked my head up.
I'm the tamalero man. I'm that paletero man.
We've been lied to our whole lives.
But he won't claim it. And so here we are. I'll let it slide for years and decades. But like I said, it's one of those things where it's like festering. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I don't want to take credit for nobody's stuff. And you know how it is as an artist, bro. When you got your style, somebody might imagine if somebody came to you and was like, you know, oh, you the one that got that yada yada, right? Oh, you Baby Gas, you the one.
Yeah.
Like somebody even told me one time, they're like, oh shit, Chingo Bling, lean like a cholo. And I'm like, no, I'm the other Mexican.
No.
I'm like, I'm the other Mexican. I just got, I'm just the one catching all the strays. You know what I mean? So no shade to him. You know,
fuck, bro.
It's just because he won't really. It's almost like he and I need to sit down on a video like this and be like, yo, hey, man, hey, check it out. I'm here with ODM, Lighter Shedder Brown, you know what I'm saying, OG in the game. Hey, man, so let's clear something up, bro. Tell him. And then he could probably get on and be like, yo, Paletero, man, I'm in love with your sister. He could be like, I actually did those. It's just very confusing.
I'm just wondering, like, as an artist, I'm going to come out and say that shit was me. Because let me tell you something. Paletero, man, I'm in love with your sister. I think my little bro back there even pulled somebody's sister playing that song. You feel me? Like, I'm going to keep it real. Like, the shit was the soundtrack of a lot of motherfuckers' lives a couple years ago. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So as the artist that did create it, you know, I mean, I couldn't understand.
In other words, why he won't claim it. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Man, we won't. Tap in, bruh.
I mean, for those that didn't know, now y'all know.
Yeah, so, I mean, he should take credit. He should be proud of what he did, and I don't want to take credit for nobody's stuff. And and you know, I want to be known for what I actually did. So you know, I'm sorry if I like what the fuck, you know, because I could only imagine, like, if I was a fan of somebody, you know, and it's like, wait, Pimp C didn't really, you know, oh, that was somebody trying to sound like, or it was similar. Like, damn.
Imagine.
But I'm such a fan of, like, Pimp C to where I know.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
So it's just one of those
things.
Damn,
you blew my mind with that, man, because I think that one of the things that I was going to bring up was Paletero, man, right? And, you know, we could still bring it up to go into this next question, but people know me, right? And you probably don't see it on this camera, but you know me for the paleta chain. Yeah. Right? People know me from what I've done for the street vendors. Mm-hmm. I was a street vendor myself in Mexico, Parral, Chihuahua to be exact. I used to go door to door selling cuajadas and shit. For all the Hispanics that don't know what that is, it's like a ball of cheese, you know, wet cheese, like queso fresco type of shit. You know, so I know what it was, right? And when I came into the game, my songs weren't necessarily funny. Like, you know, it was a joke, but it was definitely in the same type of light, like trying to make our people as cool as possible. Exactly. Right? A lot of people were always embarrassed of their parents being paleteros, eloteros. And when I did the street vendor song and the street vendor album, I just wanted to mix two worlds that people could kind of feel like, man, this shit cool, man. Yeah, my daddy's a motherfucking paletero, bro. And, you know, he doing his thing. That was my objective. Exactly. Right? So when I thought it was you that fucking did the paletero song, I'm like,
I'm tamales.
You're tamales.
I'm tamale kingpin. I had an album, Tamale Kingpin.
What's your favorite type of tamal?
Probably the puerco.
The puerco?
Yeah. But shit, I got some work in the freezer like right now. That if I let it thaw out, you fools pipe down. Yeah. City to city, drop it off back to my town. Nationwide tour, you gonna have to wipe me down. So tamales is my shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? Chingo Bling, the tamale man, grill worth $100 grand, bobblehead in hand, Popo made me do the running man, cowboy hat. I'ma show you where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm fly like
yeah.
Big Pun on prom night with a cummerbund. My
I'm
money
still
stretched,
stuck,
got
bro.
longevity though.
I'm still stuck. Like,
Yeah.
No, but let me add on to what you said. So the movement you created, that's the same type of wave and mindset that I was on because like look, I went to high school in New Jersey, and at that particular high school, it was only 2 Mexicans, me and the other kid, right? It had a couple Puerto Ricans, stuff like that. But I knew firsthand, like I remember one of my best friends, he was my roommate one of the years. We lived in the dorm. And he was like, hey man, so he was from New Jersey. He was like, hey man, so what are you? Where you from? Where your people from? I was like, I'm Mexican. This is like this is before school started. This is like the weekend before. And he's like, no, you ain't. You something else. You Colombian. You something. And I was like, dog, I'm Mexican. He's like, no, you ain't. It was the same thing. Like, no, you ain't. You the one saying paletero. And I'm like, bro, I'm Mexican. He's like, nah, Mexicans are shorter and darker. And I'm like, I am short. You know, and he's like, yeah, but y'all darker. You ain't Mexican. I was like, bro, you don't even know how diverse. Like, we come in all type all type of shades. And so my point to bring that up is, I knew from since 9th grade that our food and our culture supersedes us. Our reputation in the culinary arts is so potent to where you like for example, when Latinos were starting to get more and more into hip hop, like Pitbull would always say, yo, you a Latino trying to rap, you might as well say you a fucking alien. Because he's like, that shit's not gonna, like, he was fighting the same battle. So my point to say that is, I embraced the fact that my dad sold tamales, my mom made them, the same type of message you were pushing, you know? Right. So I knew firsthand, look, when I hit the scene on my rap shit, yes, I'm going to be kind of funny with it and comedic, but at the same time, I want kids to know, like, exactly what you said. Like, don't be ashamed. Right. Like, let's just get it out the way. I'm going to talk about all this stuff. That way the next generation, they don't have to address, you know, like, they don't have to. Like, one time Snow the Product was on some radio station, probably in New York, and they were like, it might have been DJ Who Kid or something, and they were like, man, why you Mexican? Oh, I think it was Charlemagne. Like, you Mexican, why don't you rap about tacos and stuff? And she was like, no, Chingo Bling already kind of does that. Like, right. That's not.
Shout out Snow.
Big shout out.
Fuck.
Big shout out to Snow.
Nah, and that's why I want to give you your flowers. Exactly to what you just said, bro. I was a kid. This about 2005, 2006, around that era. You know, I'm a 95 baby. So, you know, around that time, I was like 10, 11. So when you was out there doing your thing and you was putting out that type of message for our people, you know, I'm talking about I'm a fucking son of 2, you know, immigrants, you know, one Salvadorian, one Mexican, mother cleaning houses, pops locked up. So when you was outside pushing that message, it did exactly what you were trying, you know, to push. Me as that kid, that young kid, I was soaking that shit up. Exactly what it was. You feel me? That what is it? That They Came to Port Us All album. Yeah. I mean, we was in the Pula copping that shit. Mm-hmm. We was in the flea market. $5. I mean, it wasn't the official CD, unfortunately. You know, it was
the cover's a little blurry.
Yeah. You know, it was a burnt CD with a little Sharpie on there. You know what I mean? But we definitely was consuming it, bro. You know, and just to be able to be here right now after the things that I've done for our people in some of a similar way. It's just, like I said, I got to give you your flowers, bro.
Thank you, bro.
That shit's fucking tight, bro.
You know what? That particular album art, They Can't Afford Us All, it was done by Shemp. He's from out here in the Bay. He did a lot of covers for, like, E40, Mr. Fab, bunch of people.
Yeah.
And shout out.
My OG nigga, you know, we young folks. My OG nigga in the back, like, yeah. You know, my nigga back there pushing 50, so he already know. You know, he know.
I'm right behind you, Playboy. I'm right behind you. Hey, that's just for men.
Nah, he like in his 40s.
But yeah, that was that was a big movement, and we were pushing that heavy. That had major distribution, so I went through that whole system.
That's tight.
That whole experience.
That's fucking tight. Fuck, you see, my wife back there is all fucking stuck on the whole I'm in love with your sister. She still lost the thought over there.
My fucking mind.
You can still like the song, but just know that, like, I'm not gonna sit up here
and we're being honest. Look,
credit, like,
and we're being honest, and this is for the viewers. She was in love with somebody's sister. You know what I mean?
I wasn't in love. Stop. Why are we bringing this up?
She done took. Hold on. She had a girl. Then took her sister. You feel me? Used to play that shit on the way to pick her up. You know what I mean?
I did not play anything. Okay. Yes, I was talking to sisters at one point. Okay, but that was the old me.
No.
Why are we bringing this up?
Because the way
She was like, throw that Chingo Bling on.
Yeah, throw that Chingo Bling on. She was
on
on
my
the way to the podcast right
On
now.
my way to the sister.
She was like, I'm going to tell Chingo Bling about this fucking I'm in love with your sister and the memories behind it. And
No, I wasn't.
She's fucking.
No, I wasn't.
Now she's lost for words, bro.
Sorry.
Hey, look, before we continue, man, we got to just let you guys know that, today's episode is sponsored by Yeska. You know what I mean? You see what she's wearing. You see what I'm wearing. First and foremost, Yeska, I just want to know, why the fuck she get the dope-ass hoodie with the Chanel patch, Yeska, in a different color? And
Because everybody sees how much I rock my hoodies. And when I get compliments in public, I'm like, here's the Instagram. You're welcome.
Oh, so you're saying that I don't do that?
I can't say, but I know I be pushing hard line.
That's why she get the nice hoodies, bro.
That's why that wasn't Chingo Bling.
You know what? Leave me alone.
Shattering dreams. Right?
Shattering dreams right here. Look, we got a couple. I'm sure you got a couple questions on your end. I got a couple on mine that I want to make sure that we do not, forget. And for the people that are fucking with her hoodie or my T-shirt, I got the black on black. But for the people that's fucking with the clothing, we'll make sure to put the Instagram and the website for you to cop yourself some. Do you smoke?
For shit.
Okay, so we got Yeska. We need a care package for my guy, man, Chingo Bling. And for the ones that don't know what Yeska is, just another word of saying weed in Spanish. You know what I mean? The yerba, the Yeska. But yeah, man, here's a couple things here right quick that I really wanted to touch on. So obviously, we know off camera, we've talked about this. You're married. You got kids?
Yeah.
How many kids you got?
3 daughters.
3 daughters?
Woo.
Girl dad.
Girl dad. No boys.
No boy. No junior.
You the only guy in the house.
That's it. It's so much estrogen in my house. It throw my cycle off.
For real.
Fuck. How that go? Do they be tag teaming your ass or what?
It's cool though, man. It's cool. It kind of makes me like the king of the house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they love daddy. They respect daddy. And especially my little one. My little one, she's the one that's really like daddy's girl. So.
And you said you got the little one's the 5-year-old.
No, younger than that. She's about to be 3. The littlest, she's about to be 3 in August.
Oh, so you fresh,
baby.
Fresh.
Still in the game.
Damn, I got a 5-year-old. I'm thinking like this this the last one. You know what I mean? She the soldier.
It's definitely the last one.
Yeah, the last one.
I ain't having no more.
Did that move right quick? Can we make sure? Yeah, let's make sure if we can. Let me make sure, excuse, we're just going to have to put you on blast, bro.
Yeah.
DJ Habanero's fucking shit up back there.
He kicked the tripod, bro?
That nigga kicked the tripod. Oh, that was like a twitch.
Yeah, sabotage me, bro.
It was like a twitch.
He kicked ass for talking about my age.
Yeah,
Like, man, this ain't even the real thing.
That's why, look.
All it think.
Hey, man. Nah, he got
Whole
better.
childhood a lie.
That's that. You got take a seat, brother. I know them knees don't buckle. You feel me? Why you think we got my guy on the most comfiest couch right here? But yeah, no. Back to the family thing, man. We got 5 kids together. We're a blended family, right? And that's what a lot of people don't know about us. So if you didn't know, here's the fucking spoiler alert. You know what I mean? We're a blended family. When me and Monique met, it was 2 and 2, and we had 1 together. It's been 7 years later. You know what I mean? We're fucking tired ass ever. But as a family, man, one thing that I do know is being on the road can fucking get tough.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Tell us, because I deal with a lot of issues at home, bro. And, we ain't gonna talk too much about that.
What issues?
It sounds like he's like, Chingo, defend me.
Yeah. I mean,
I be pretty chill.
do you ever run into any problems, in your marriage with you being on the road a lot?
Nah, absolutely not. I'm real militant about my road life. You know what I'm talking about? Man, like
wifey at the house, like, nigga.
I know she watching
What
this.
does that mean?
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah. As soon as I get home, fuck you mean militant. She like, fuck you mean military. Nah, man, like, this is what I always tell my youngsters. You know what I mean? Like, comedians and rappers, especially if you're in demand, you're hopping on and off of planes, you're doing meet and greets, you going to podcasts, you're doing multiple shows. I don't play. You know what I mean? Like I'm like the boring, like I'm boring on the road, bro. Like I'm like, man, somebody find me a Whole Foods, bro, because I need some adaptogens and some magnesium. You know what I mean? Like we gotta be on point. So look, I'm gonna break it down like this. You gotta do the road. Don't let the road do you. So
no Diddy.
Period.
No Diddy. So if you're out there turning up too much, you doing extracurricular shit, you doing an after party where they ain't even pay you. You know what I mean? You taking every shot they bought you.
Are you listening?
Like you're not resting, you're not exercising, you're not you're not sleeping good. Then you ain't gonna be shit the next day. Especially at my age, it's not about managing your time, it's about managing your energy. So if I got to put on an excellent show to make sure that my fans that pay hard-earned money, got a babysitter and all this, I want them to come back. I want repeat business. I want to be on point. I can't be out here getting caught slipping because Chingo was drunk and we did this and that. No,
right.
That ain't finna happen. So a lot of times I'm like looking for a local jiu-jitsu gym, try to get a class in or a private lesson. You know what I mean? Tapping in with the jiu-jitsu community, doing my little burpees or something. You know what I mean?
Yoga?
Nah, I need to stretch more and I need to get back into the little yoga stuff. But that's like my thing because I gotta like optimize. I can't hang like that no more.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I already did all that. Like my rap days, I learned the hard way. It's like I'm hard-headed. So it took all these years to be like, oh yeah, I can't take all the shots just because they bought them for me, or I can't go to everything. I can't be everywhere. So I'm pretty I take it serious.
Do you ever get to bring your family with you?
Sometimes my wife, she's my wifeager, so she used to be on the road with me like all the time. Before we had the two little ones, I already had my my oldest baby already when I met my wife. But my wife Mighty Soul, she was like, for example, for the showtime, when she was like able to just always be with me instead of at home with the kids. They'd be like, hey, Chingo, how much time is your host doing? What song y'all want to come out to? And how y'all want to do the meet and greet? And how much is this? And I was always like, talk to her. I don't know nothing. Whatever she say. Chingo, you ready to start? We going to start. We held people still being seated. We want to start about 5-10 minutes late. Is that cool? Whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever y'all think, right. Get with her. So now it's more work on me. Now I'm like, have a little bit of road manager too.
Did she ever feel like, fuck, like I got to stay behind now? I used to come on the
road.
We used to live the wild life together.
Yeah, we was in that room, boy, tearing it up. Actually, sometimes when it's like a new club we've never worked with, like a new venue, and you got to meet new staff and all that, she might be like, look, I'm going with you to... we ain't never dealt with this club in Phoenix, so I'm a be there, and which I enjoy because it's almost like shit. Ain't no kids, you know what I mean? We back boyfriend girlfriend. Like, man, you want to go for a walk? Want to get some coffee?
Yeah.
Got that hotel room with 2 beds in it. It's over. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But just take notes, just so you know you ain't always got to come. You feel me? Yeah. That's why the last time that we came to the Improv, you weren't here. Sometimes it's just like that.
Whatever.
Because sometimes that's one thing I deal with at home. Like, she loved being on the road. That's kind of how our relationship kicked off. We was on the road. We beat up the road crazy, bro. I'm talking about not necessarily flying, but on wheels. Like, we used to be, from fucking Cali to fucking Chicago on the road. And I think that, obviously that's our early stages. So now when, with the kids, when we got the kids and we can't bring the kids, 21 and over shows, things like that, she got to stay behind. And even from the moment that I wake up, I already see the sadness in her face. You know what I mean? Like, fuck.
It's not just that, though. It's more to it. I mean, first of all, I'm married to a rapper, and for some reason, like, when I'm there, I see when he's getting on stage. I see when he's getting off. I'm with him when we're going to the hotel room. When I'm at home, I'm calling. Did he make it off? Is he going to get home? It's dangerous right now to be a fucking rapper. So, yeah, I'd be worried.
Hey,
I'm not there to see and witness.
On stage.
He's a comedian. Hey, fuck.
Not slapped on stage.
Hell yeah, you ain't seen Chris Rock?
Oh,
Chris Rock got
you ain't lying. Damn.
Hey.
Over alopecia.
Where was security? See, and that's what I've been talking about. Shout out to our security because you always make sure my husband.
Yeah, hey, that was crazy when I seen that shit happen because I'm like, he over there roasting Jada Pinkett and shit. For look, yeah, it was some type of joke. Looked like Dana White or something.
What was it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. That's yep.
He was like, look at Jada. Look like she auditioning for what is that?
Was it G.I. Jane?
Yeah, G.I. Jane Part 2. Yeah, she laughed at first. She was like, ha, and then
he slapped fire. I saw that clip.
Pac would have been hopped on stage.
Yeah.
Period.
Hey, nah, you ain't lied though, man.
And then they weren't even together. She was having her little entanglement.
Yeah. Man, yeah, hey, Will, man, you corny, tripping, bro. Will.
That shit was corny.
You should have, man, you should have let that be, bro. You feel me? The way I see it, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it is dangerous. But I'm, just to circle back on you, babe, I'm glad you look at it like that. I thought you was tripping like this nigga's out here.
Man.
Because, fuck that, I'm about to call you out.
Call me out on what?
Be like, one day, I'll fucking receive like have a good show, babe. Don't forget to wipe the inner corner of your eyes. And, I'll be like, hey, this is why I fucking married her. You feel me? Like, and then the next day.
Good looking out.
The next day, it'll be like, who was that bitch in the front row with the bun?
Hey, I'm good with the shit. The pictures, I be zooming in. If there's a mirror, best believe I zoomed in on that motherfucking mirror to see who else was in the room.
Trying to see the reflections and shit. Look, the whole team know. Everybody.
FaceTime me right now.
Everybody know.
Put the FaceTime up under the bed. Put the FaceTime.
Where be on the necklace? Well, because, I just recently came off of a movie set. And I left home for about a month.
Oh, wow.
That was the longest he's been gone from me.
That's a big sacrifice.
That's a big sacrifice, man. And yeah, of course, like for one, I got to give my wife her flowers too for supporting that first and foremost. But two, I know that the shit was like a big fucking toll, bro. I'm on this fucking movie set. Sometimes she's texting me. I'm not getting the text messages because I'm on fucking set, going crazy. And, I know in her mind she wondering like, he at the hotel room. Who he at the hotel room with? He probably got Zendaya in there. You feel me? Something crazy or something. You know what I mean?
Marvel bitches. God.
Yeah. Meeting Marvel bitches. Yeah. Fuck. Nah, but you know what? Like
that Marvel bitch on the phone right now. Who? What?
Yeah, for real. Nah, and that's why I asked you, bro, because I just like to see it from people's perspective. People that are in relationships. I remember when I first came in the rap game, and I ain't even gonna say no names. I was like fucking 16, 17 when I started doing it professionally. Like 15, 16. They're like, "You got a girl, Gash?" I'm like, "Yeah." They were like, "Break up with her." God
damn.
I'm like, it ain't gonna work.
I'll break up with her.
It ain't gonna work. Not in this industry. It ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? You'll lose fans, and it was all the type of shit. But you know what? One of the best things is fucking coming home to a family, bro.
Well, family's everything, bro. Family's everything. That's that's number one. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
So, I think it's just it's a myth. There's always exceptions to every rule.
Right. Exactly.
And not all women are the same. Not all women are the same. So when you got a good one that's really watching your back, supporting you, that's very important. Because, like, especially when I got into stand-up, that's coincidentally around the time that I was talking to my wife. And her skills really came into play. You know what I mean? Because she had like that corporate America, write them good ass emails. Like she had her little skill set, had her own business and all these type of things going to where she was really able to assist me with some of these contracts. And like we were kind of learning and navigating that together.
Yeah.
But, a lot of times we'd be dealing with like the Chicago Improv or one of these cities, and they're like, "Wow, what agency did you come from?" And they thought she worked for CAA or somebody and had her own agency. And she's like, "No, I had a deaf interpreting job placement agency." And they're like, "Really? You're just not like an agent?" agent. And she's like, nah, I'm helping him.
Yeah,
That's dope.
tight. That's
Yeah,
tight.
so it
I love
really
a
worked.
story like
Salute to
that.
the wifey, man.
For sure.
Period.
To the wifey, for sure. You know,
Absolutely.
behind every hard working man, there's, the queen at home or someone
It
home.
could really make the difference, man. When you find a really, really good one, when you got a good team like that, think about it, bro. Like, it just can give you that extra. It's only so much, no offense to, like, your homeboys and shit. You know what I mean? but sometimes you need a female touch, a female angle to pay attention to certain details.
Sometimes homeboys be
tell you,
fucking,
wipe that shit out your eye.
be fucking up. You know what I mean? You see this thing right here kicking the camera and shit. You know what I mean? Like, my wife would have never did that. You know what I mean? She'd have been very careful with the shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh no, I'm kind of clumsy.
yeah, she is. But fuck, man, that's good though. Much respect, bro. And I think that's
big homie shit, bro. You know what I mean?
for
So
sure.
to all the young artists, it don't necessarily got to be like, like not everybody got to be the bravado, machismo. Like I see that a lot in the hip hop game. It's a whole lot of, it's young males and shit. So it's testosterone and egos and lines get crossed and miscommunication and all this. And before you know it, you got a whole
fucking
situation.
thing. I'll give her a chance to ask you something before I step into my shit because
Look, because
I could fucking keep going, man. What's our time right there? Okay, cool. See, this. What? How you go from 59 to 41? That shit's crazy. Go ahead.
So, have you always had your family support, and not just like your immediate family, like your wife, but like coming up, like your parents or other family? Did they ever support, ever make you like feel down, like this ain't gonna work?
Oh man, great question. Obviously in the very, very beginning, I went to college and everything, so of course my parents are like, hold on. You got all this school debt, you know what I mean? Like you went to all this university stuff and studied this, that, and the third, and you putting on a cowboy hat and boots, and you talking about tamales, you know what I mean? Like you over here at the flea market slinging mixtapes, and so it was kind of like, man, what's going on type of thing. Like you're not gonna get like a real job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I had that talk with my mom where I'm like, look, I know you're on my ass. I know you're like, you need to go to that temp agency. You got a degree. You need to see somebody hiring somewhere. So I had to tell her, like, look, just give me a year. I'm learning how to rap. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to see if I get a little feedback. Somebody called. They said they want a feature. You know what I mean? They about to start wanting to book me. I see some potential. Just give me a year. See if I could make something shake. But absolutely soon thereafter, I mean, my big sisters, you know what I mean? Everybody had a crew and an entourage. I had a mom-tourage. So my big sisters, like I remember one time, my sister Lalila, who's 13 years older, her and my brother-in-law rented a van. We packed it up with CDs and posters, and I had a meet and greet in Palm Springs. And I was like new. I was just starting off. So I didn't know nothing about renting a hotel or like renting a van. I don't even think I was probably even able to do all that.
Yeah.
So my sister Lalita was always like in my corner. Like having somebody mature around you that's like, hey, mijo, I see you buying jewelry. I see you over there at the mall buying these shades and buying this, and you want the little Benz, and you want to have a little girlfriend and this. Yeah. And she's like, look, let me put you on a budget. And
this was your sister doing this?
Big sister, yeah.
Man, shout out to her.
Dope.
Where she'd be like, look, this is how you buy a house. This you got the down payment right here. You know what I mean? Or here go. Back then, it was record stores. So my sister was in charge. We had a store list. So you had all these mom and pop record stores, or even like Hastings and certain stores that would let you do consignment and be
and shit like that.
Yeah, be independent. Shout out to Rasputin's too, to where you were on the shelf next to your heroes and icons, and the fans were able to go and be like spend some money with you. You know what I mean? Shop with you, and so she was the one calling the stores, like having that relationship. So I learned firsthand. When I was on college radio, I would deal with like Lil Flip's record label. When he was first starting, he was on Sucker Free Records, and the CEO was a dude named Humpty Hump. And his sisters were the ones, when Hump and Flip were out there in the Midwest doing shows in Ohio, I'm calling their office, like, hey, send me some wax, send me some records, send me some posts, anything you got, I'll give it away on there. So I learned firsthand as a DJ that customer service, that relationship. So for example, our first office was first we started out of my sister's house. So it might have been like her living room or some shit. Like there goes a shelf with some little t-shirts and you know, that's back when people had to send a money order or a check and put right on the paper, like fill out this form. You know, it was a lot of shit for somebody to receive a t-shirt. And so we started there, and then my sister owned a house in the neighborhood where we grew up. And basically, she's like, "Look, you're gonna be the tenant. You know, your company, Big Chile Enterprises, you're the tenant, and every room was something. Like the kitchen was the break room, obviously, but we had like one of the bedrooms was a studio. So you got foam in there, the mics and shit. And then another room was my graphics people and my video editor people. Another room, we burning CDs. Got one of my primas burning CDs and shit. The towers.
Shout out to the prima.
Made a whole compound out of it.
Madeleine was back there. You had another homie folding shirts. Like it was a whole little operation. My dad walking out with a box of 200 CDs to take to a store. My mom taking a bag of packages to the post office and. You know, and shout out to my sister because she really managed and
all of that.
Like her skills, it was like HR. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted to be the artist. I just want to be the talent, coming up with silly shit.
And that's tight, bro.
That's beautiful.
Especially, you know, being the one who's getting the shine. You know, shout out to your family for contributing to your career. You know what I mean? Because nowadays, I mean, I've seen it all, bro. You know, first and foremost, like, shout out to your sister for putting you on a budget. Because my siblings was like, pull up on us, brother. Show us what you bought. You feel me?
So with that bankroll, nephew.
You bought a new whip. Nigga, drive over here.
I see you with that black on black.
Show us what it look like. You know what I mean? Like,
ooh, peanut butter guts.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, shit. But, yeah.
That's huge because that's still huge. Like a lot of weight lifted off because it allows you to just be an artist.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it was a key to my success. My sister Pat was security.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about it on stage.
Yeah.
Okay,
I got a whole she like Lil D, like Lil Baby D or something?
Nah, my sister Pat, she just got it. She sees red, bro. She got that little temper. So
oh, shit.
I'll tell you about it on stage. Oh, fuck it. I'll tell you right now.
Is she short?
Yeah.
Because my sister's short. They be tripping.
Yeah, okay.
The short girls be tripping, low key. They be like, anybody could get it.
I mean, she's still ready about that action. But it was one time, man. We were doing this car show called Magnificos, and my booth was popping, bro. I had already dropped like, hey, wait. I dropped I take you to the taco shop. Big cheese.
So that was you.
I for sure heard that one.
We gotta make sure that was you.
I'm like waiting to react. Like
no, not everything stabbed me in the
Chingo.
park.
That's a trick. Yeah. Okay. No, it's all good. I don't trip. So anyway, my booth was popping. I had my candy red Monte Carlo pop trunk with the tamales. Where like the way the pop trunk would work is it had two little chains connecting to an igloo that was installed. So when the trunk would pop, you know, H-Town, we got to pop that trunk. You know, you used to live out there. When you pop that trunk, the igloo will pop too. So then you see the tamales. Anyway, you had my rooster Cleto right there. And after the car show, I'm packing up, and there's like a commotion. And my sister Pat, she over there in the middle of this crowd, like, who we jumping? Not my junior. You know what I mean? Not junior. Not my junior. And I'm like, hey, first of all, I didn't know you knew the Philly Shell. You know, she knew. I didn't know you was Southpaw. But I was like, what's going on? She's like, man, they were talking about jumping you. It was this other record label, you know, don't need to say names and shit. But apparently they just had an issue with me being popping, you know, and they didn't like how fast I was popping. So anyway, long story short, I was like, this is embarrassing because I can't like my manager David at the time, he was mad. He's like, bro, they making you look weak out here, bro. Like, can't have your sisters fighting your battles. Like, he got after them. Like, y'all can't be doing that shit. You know what I mean? This the rap game, and it just don't look right. You got him looking soft.
Right.
You know, but
I mean, shit. If my sister's the nigga that's getting on y'all motherfuckers, that's too much of a lightweight for me. Man, pass that shit to my sister. That should be more embarrassing on your side if my sister the one that's handling the business.
I mean, of course, I went straight to the horse's mouth, the person that was instigating.
Yeah.
And I told him face to face, like, hey, bro, I'm about to get up out of here because I got the Houston Press Awards. I got to perform. So don't think we running. That's where I'm going to be. You know what I mean? you know. And the next day we had a little sit down, and that was that. So
Okay.
but yeah.
All right.
Man, shout out sis, man. She was ready. She had that thing on her for sure, huh? And it's Texas. Anybody could get it. You feel
Man,
me?
shout out to the Second Amendment.
And for the viewers that are not, or listeners that are not aware of the fucking trunk culture in H-Town, bro, the best way I could put it, it's like fucking trunk or treat on fucking Halloween, bro, where motherfuckers just pimping out the shit out of their trunks.
Neons.
Everything, as soon as you pop one of these trunks at these fucking Houston car shows or these meetups, it's the craziest shit on there. I'm talking about, like he said, he had a whole fucking igloo.
Yeah.
You know, igloo popping out of this nigga trunk.
Yeah,
You feel me?
people usually put statements. You know,
Right.
they're saying it's like before you could tweet. You know what I mean? It's like they pull up in front of you and pop that bitch, hit that little button, and it open up. Be like, it say something. You know,
Some crazy
watch
shit.
your bitch or something. You know what I mean?
Shout out H-Town, man.
Neon lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Hey, you know what? On the music side though, who was one artist that you looked up to though, growing up? Like, what was one artist that you was like, this my idol?
Man, Pimp C,
Pimp C?
UGK. You know,
Straight
because
Texas.
I remember, because I remember as a youngster where we had this store called Soundwaves, and you could, the new shit that just dropped, you could put the headphones on and like listen to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I heard that one day you're here, baby,
Yep.
and then you're gone. And hearing everything he was saying that was so real. I was already a fan of UGK because Columbia House,
Oh, yeah.
where you can get the CDs and shit for the penny or whatever. I got that Too Hard to Swallow, where they were on, because I was like in like middle school when they dropped that Tell Me Something Good, and I was like, God damn, this is some hard ass shit. But obviously later I got into all types of music because as a youngster, having older sisters, you'd hear LL Cool J, Beastie Boys, like whatever was out at the time. And then your neighbor, he might have took some cassettes from his big brother or somebody. So now you're hearing like Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One, like just some super throwback shit. Super throwback shit. But I was such a fan of hip hop. I was just, young and you just absorbing and soaking up like, oh shit, this Biz Markie guy, he's kind of a character. Flavor Flav, okay, he's kind of over the top with the clock and shit.
Flavor Flav was tripping,
You know what I mean? So think about all my influences. Think about by the time Chingo Bling steps on the scene with swooshes on his boots, it's like you gotta know that I saw a Ghostface Killer on the cover and in the skit talking about the Clark Wallabies saying
Nike ever hit you up about them swooshes?
No, but I told everybody on MTV when MTV interviewed me. I said that because he was Sway, he's from out here. Sway was like, man, I see you got the swooshes on the boot, man. Da, da, da. I was like, ahorita we can't talk about that, carnal, because Nike, their lawyers, my people, it was, bro. I was on MTV, so this was my
Bro, that was your top
This
of the
was my
top,
time.
bro.
This was my time to like look. I mean, think about it. You young, you nervous, you scared. You have imposter syndrome because you're thinking like, I don't even deserve this. Any minute they're gonna say, cut the cameras off. He ain't really the real deal.
Really, you ain't get invited to no Diddy parties?
Yes, there is a story about a P Diddy party.
Nah, you was at a P Diddy party?
Let me
Did you
tell
go?
you.
A party or?
Man, not one of them parties.
All right,
Oh.
I'm about to let me.
Listen.
God damn it, he this close to being like,
didn't let
did he
him
take you
finish.
shopping? Did you ride his jet? She's this close to be like, did you pour your own drink?
Yeah. All right, let's hear.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's start in the beginning. All right. So one day I'm at home chilling. I get a call from a 305 number. It's Pitbull. But he's like, hey, what's up? He said, hey, bro, that's my dog. We go way, way, way back. So he's like, hey, bro, if anybody asks, Little John wants to sign you. And I'm like, hell yeah, bro. Let's do it. What's cracking? And I'm like, for real? He's like, no. That's what I told P Diddy so that P Diddy can want to sign you. So I'm like, fuck, does Little John know you lying? And
Who
he's
knows
like,
about these lies?
yeah, I know. Like, first of all, I didn't even ask you to lie for me, but thanks. And he's like, him and Lil Jon, they've been super, super tight. He's like, nah, John's cool with it, bro. He's like, fuck it, I'll say whatever. I ain't tripping. Because Pitt, at the time, he was tied up under TVT Records, and he put together a whole play for Diddy. He told him, like, look, start Bad Boy Latino, partner up with Emilio Estefan, sign Chingo Bling, find you some other artists, and I'll help you quarterback it. Like I'll be a consultant because he was locked up into his contract.
Yeah.
So we end up meeting Puffy in Atlanta because Pitt had a show, and Puffy, they were shooting a video for Boys in the Hood, Young Jeezy's group that was on Bad Boy. So I flew in Atlanta, and we went on his tour bus or whatever, and we go to the back part, the room. Don't get ahead of yourself, Baby Gas.
I was like, hey.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Baby Gas. What happened in the room? Nah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Puffy's sitting there on the bed, and Pitt is like excited, like being a salesman, hustler, man, putting together the whole play. He's like, hey, man, he was like, man, you can't get me out of my contract. And Puffy's just there like, man, that's once you sign, bro, it's hard or whatever. And he kept kind of like looking at my bobblehead. I had my bobblehead right there in my hand. And he's just looking. He's listening to Pitt, and he's looking at the bobble, looking at the boots, looking at the cowboy hat, listening to Pitt. Finally, he's like, that's you? I said, yeah. He said, let me see. And he's just like, okay. I let him have it, and he let his kids broke it and shit. His kids were little. They weren't doing all that shit they accuse of now. So fast forward, I don't hear anything from P Diddy. Pitt actually put together a whole party in Miami, like found him the venue, got P Diddy on the radio, like put together the whole fucking play for him to launch Bad Boy Latino.
Yep.
Well, anyway, weeks or months go by. Puffy calls me, and he says, we coming to Houston. I think it was All-Star Weekend. He said, because when I tell these stories, I'm going to get to that part. So he said, man, we coming to Houston, but you got to wear all white. I'll show up, white cowboy hat, white suit, had to rent that whole, white Osher's boots with the Nike swoosh. I look like a little glass of horchata in that bitch.
Way to give the visuals for the listeners, though.
Hey, come on now. And I almost changed my rap name that day, Little Horchata. And so we met up, at Hotel Derrick. That's where Puffy was staying. But it was a whole suite. It wasn't no bedroom. It was a whole apartment-looking thing, bro. It was assistants.
And you came with more people?
Yeah, I had my crew.
Okay,
I had my whole crew, bro. Come on now.
Well, yeah.
Protected.
Get it misconstrued. Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. You know, they take shit out of context. So it's already late. It's already like, it felt like 1 a.m. I'm like, when the fuck we going to this club, this party? So finally, he throws on his white shit, and then we all hop in a like big Suburban, and it's like police motorcade. So they got a motorcycle cop. They blocking the lights and shit, and I'm like, God damn. And we get there, Jeezy's there. It was like open to the public. It wasn't them type of parties with, you know, whatever shenanigans and flim flam. So that was a cool experience because at the time he wasn't on no sex trafficking. You know what I mean? Like now he's on Primer Impacto. Now they're like, y la pistola era de J-Lo. You know what I mean? I'm like, God damn.
Damn, not J-Lo's.
J-Lo
threw J-Lo under the bus right there. Fuck.
J-Lo down bad on that one.
Shit, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that shit. That's why I was like, because obviously, like I said, I'm a 95 baby, man. So a lot of this, history that you speak of is history that I put myself on as I got older. Right, I wasn't around during this era, right? So it wasn't like I didn't know what the fuck. I didn't know P Diddy's parties were yanking, and obviously until this whole scandal came out, now people talk about bro, like you went to P Diddy's parties, that shit was cracking. Well, like, it was known for being cracking.
I think the ones that they're talking about in those cases, it'd probably be like a mansion. It probably, you know what I mean, like cameras in the room, you know, like some freaky shit. The shit I went to was some business hustle that he was doing, where I don't know what kind of
the non-freaky shit.
Yeah, like I don't know I don't know what the play was. I don't know if somebody said we'll give you $100,000 to come and we're gonna like partner with you, like promoters. But it was they had radio commercials. It was open to the public. The radio people were there. They saw me walk in with them and shit. And I'm like, that's why y'all don't play my shit. You know what I mean? Why y'all ain't playing my shit? You see, we out here doing it.
Yeah.
But long story short, I did not sign that deal. That was a very difficult decision to make because in the 90s, I looked up to, Bad Boy Records, 112, Mace, Biggie, like this shit was cracking. Craig Mack, G-Dap.
Right.
The Hitman producers, the albums, the music. And
when you said you didn't sign it, that was your decision.
I told him no because there's even, you could go on my YouTube, there's even a recording where he called in Power 106. Big Boy had him on, and Big Boy asked him about me because people started hearing like, "Yo, he want to sign Chingo," and so that's on my YouTube. It's like a minute-long interview where Big Boy caught him off guard. He's like, "Hey man, there's somebody else that's Big Boy neighborhood fam that you had got close to, man. What's up with Chingo? Heard you was trying to sign him." And you hear Puffy stuttering and shit. He's like, we had talks, we gonna see if it come to fruition, because he already knew I wanted my masters. I want intellectual property.
Period.
I want to participate in the profits.
Yes, sir.
I need all my publishing, the whole enchilada.
Yes, sir.
I need creative control, and my advisor, my consultant at the time, shout out to Charlie Braxton, he was giving me the game on how all these labels could screw you. So when I was having these talks with Puffy, who I knew not only is he older, more experienced, he's a shark negotiation wise.
Right.
He promised a lot of stuff that wasn't even in the contract. He's like, I got 4 TV shows on MTV right now. I can have you on TV next week. And I'm thinking, it ain't on the contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Sound cool, but right now.
And everything, this is a prime example, y'all. Everything happens for a reason.
Thank you.
Yes.
Because now P.
Man,
Diddy's
look.
fucking fuck.
I dodged a big bullet, a
You know
human
what I mean?
trafficking bullet.
Yeah,
Good for you for having that game too. Like, nah,
yeah.
I need my shit.
That was such a difficult decision because that was like the dream. The dream is to be rubbing elbows in cahoots with these level of people. And I always look back at that decision, and I always I was always like, damn, bro, especially when you have a slow month.
Yep.
Or your career lukewarm that year or whatever, and you trying to pivot and you thinking of what the next move, then damn, one more year in the game, and and I would look back at that choice and say, fuck, bro, I could at least been the one holding the umbrella. I could have been fetching cheesecake. You know what I mean? I could have been like,
or you could have been the nigga in the indictment.
Yeah, fuck that. I could have been a witness.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like, that's definitely one of the things, man, that, is dope too. Even though you fucking declined it, just to be able to say that you was in that position once upon a time, your music got you, you come from parents who selling tamales, bro, to a fucking room with fucking Diddy at the time. Like you said, the shit was huge.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna ask you what was your craziest memory of your career, but damn, that answers something for me.
And you know what? That's one of them, yeah, for sure. But you know what? That to me is one of those things where you gotta know who you are before you get in the game. You gotta know who you are. You gotta know what your boundaries, what your limitations are. What are you really trying to get out of this? Because I wanted my masters. Because I'm from H-Town, the Bay Area and H-Town. We independent. You know what I mean? Shout out.
You can't run game on us.
Shout out to Master P, Too Short, E40. J Prince, Rap A Lot Records, so on and so forth. Suave House, Cash Money. So I'm all about owning my art. Shout out to Slim Thug. Like everybody that Swish, everybody that I look up to, that's a big part. And I wanted my masters, but my advisor was like, Chingo, he don't even own his masters. How is he gonna give you something he don't even got? Now he might, but at the time, it was a boutique label. Bad Boy Records was distributed under Arista Records, which probably was distributed from another parent.
Right.
Multiple.
It was a boutique imprint under the parent label who might have got sold, who has investors, you know what I mean? And he didn't even own his shit. So although it glitters, it looked like gold, like, bro, Chingo, like, think about it, bro. It's like, before I even was an artist, I wanted to be the manager. I wanted to be the producer. I wanted to be the DJ. I wanted to be the guy behind the artist. At most, I wanted to be like a DJ Clue, somebody who had distribution and did compilations and was in the studio telling the female
DJ Clue,
telling the R&B singer, that's it, that's the take, good. Now bring the artist in. You got your verse written. Like I wanted to be that guy, and this whole P Diddy situation, I looked at it like, man, you could at least learned and been in the room and chimed in and contributed and seen and been a part of something. But I had to say, you know what? I got to make my own path.
And how many years ago was that?
I think that was like 05, I believe.
So 2004, bro. That got to be like 19 years. 19 years ago, bro, and to be sitting here right now at the Improv, owning your shit, everything that you fucking created and still going. I think that's one of the biggest things and one of the biggest lessons here, right? Because I'm looking at this time and these doors are about to open to the San Jose Improv, so we're going to cut it. But I do want to say this to all the people that are listening, exactly what my guy just said. Think about it. You can take that money up front. All these labels that's offering you X amount of money up front that you'll eventually owe on the back end and lose some of your intellectual property. My guy said no. 19 years fucking later, my guy's still doing his shit, bro. Fucking salute, bro.
Thank you.
Salute,
man.
Thank y'all for having me.
Salute.
Thank you.
So once again, man, look, we gonna come enjoy this motherfucking show. And if you ain't been to a Chingo Bling fucking comedy show, man, you sleep. Make sure you catch him next time he in your city. And once again, man, I'm Baby Gas.
And I'm Monique Meraz.
And this is the motherfucking Saying What You Want podcast, man. Thank you. Let's go.